they were undocumented, that's very different, isn't it? You're legally... Look, again, to go back to our discussion about Israel Hamas.
So is ethnic cleansing Trump's doing?
Now who's cutting me off? Something can be legal...
If Trump's doing it, it's ethnic cleansing. No. If Obama's doing it, it's perfectly...
Obama was basically turning away people at the border who were like trying to cross illegally. What Trump wants to do is mass deport people who are already in the U.S. And in the case of that Springfield clip, I guess Mehdi Hasan is making the point that he's probably going to try to like forcefully remove people who are legally here under the temporary protected status or whatever from Haiti, right?
Did Kamala Harris say something?
No, but a lot of Democratic politicians
Trump
use that language.
What about Trump?
If what you're saying does that make it disqualifying for them as well?
No, hold on. Yes,
any Democratic
yeah, what about Trump's language? Trump like explicitly keeps calling Kamala Harris a Marxist. Didn't he literally say Marxist, communist, fascist? Like,
he's in Trump straight away.
No, you said get out of the race. You haven't said Trump should get out of the race. Say it now. Say Trump get out of the race. You're too old and nuts.
I don't believe he should get out of the race.
Why? He just said eating pets. If Rishi Sunak had said that, or Keir Starmer, we'd also get out of the race. But in America, for some
you don't believe he should get out of the race? Really?
What about when Kamala Harris deliberately misquotes him and tries to pretend that he said?
Oh my God! If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support the channel, and I'll make sure to reply.
Who would be a better president for resolving what's happening in the Middle East, Trump or Harris?
Oof, that's the hardest question you asked me to harder than anything else.
I know. So I see what you said about it.
I think they're both hopeless. I think John Mearsheimer made a good point about Tweedledee and Tweedledum in the Middle East.
One of them's going to have to win.
Yeah, who do I think is less bad? They're both horrible.
That's a different question.
Well, they're both horrible.
I phrased it very specifically, and you find it hard to answer.
Well,
question, which one is more likely to be able to help resolve the Middle East crisis?
Okay, so
Trump or Harris?
Oh, Harris, simply because she's a sane, reasonable person.
True. Thank you, Mehdi Hasan. Thank you.
But is she more likely? If you're asking me as a betting man, I'm a Muslim, I don't bet. But is she more likely? Yeah, Harris. Obviously, she's more likely to do anything productive because he's the most unproductive, ridiculous figure to ever come near our office in the history of America.
He's had 2 assassination attempts on his life. The second one, who obviously is still alive, he wrote a note, assuming he might get killed in the process of killing Trump, in which he basically rattled off a series of Democrat talking points. I mean, literally word for word in some cases from what Harris has said and so on. I'm not blaming Kamala Harris or what happened. He's a lunatic.
He's a lunatic. And he invited Kim Jong-un to Hawaii.
Right, and the Secret Service should have stopped him way before he ever got to where he got to.
Trump should be playing so much golf as well.
Well, actually, he plays as much golf as Obama.
Secret Service asked him to reduce it because
they can't protect it, which is disgusting. But
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Using specific talking points, and you see the rhetoric being used. We've had the debate before about the left calling him Hitler and so on. But I do genuinely
the left. JD Vance called him Hitler.
I accepted that point. But no one should. In my estimation, likening Trump
Thank you,
Mehdi
Hasan.
Is ridiculous and dangerous, and in the wrong, dangerous minds, lunatic minds, this is where you end up. On both sides, Trump's rhetoric is often terrible. Let's agree with that. But as someone on the left yourself, do you not think that there has to be a dialing down of the blind hatred rhetoric about Trump?
So I'm going to say the same thing I said to you last time, which is I wish we didn't have to raise the rhetoric. I agree with you to a point that if you say certain things about certain people, of course I do. I'm on the left. I think if you dehumanize people, I'm the one who says migrant attacks because of Trump's rhetoric. So I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say that rhetoric leads to things. Yes, of course it does. I'm not one of these free speech absolutes says words have no feelings, sticks and no, words lead to actions, words lead to violence, clearly. So yes, in any scenario we can dial down any incitement of violence, completely agree. I get very uncomfortable, for example, at now Democratic rallies, people are shouting, lock him up, which I don't agree with.
Right. Well, it's totally hypocrisy.
It's hypocrisy. He's on trial. If he's going to be locked up, let a court and a jury do it. I think crowd should be shouting that. It's not a helpful contribution.
Do you feel comfortable?
That makes me wince.
He's a convicted criminal because of a one-night stand with a porn star.
That's not why.
Do you feel comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable with the trial that Alvin Bragg done. I'm comfortable with the grand jury that indicted him. I'm comfortable with the jury of his peers that convicted him. But
you can't be.
And actually, what I'm uncomfortable with is a bunch of his own judges now are protecting him from justice elsewhere. That makes America look like a quote-unquote banana republic. You and I live in the UK. You don't get to go pick your own judge.
I actually thought the way that the
Florida thing's ridiculous.
I thought the way the Democrats weaponized the justice system to guard Trump.
I wish they had. They did.
Well, they did. They made him a convicted criminal over a one-night stand.
They did not make anything.
18 years before.
A jury of his peers.
They've never been put to a jury.
Let me answer your original question about violence, but since we sidetracked, a jury of his peers convicted him. Back to this.
True. Yes, correct. Thank you.
I wish I didn't have to compare Donald Trump to Hitler. But when he quotes the lines from Mein Kampf, as a journalist, should I not point out?
You shouldn't compare him to Hitler because he's not.
Okay, so what should I do? So I'm a journalist. Donald Trump says immigrants are poisoning our blood. I go look in history. Who's the only person who said that? Hitler. Should I not tell my viewers on Piers Morgan Uncensored? Should I go? Can't tell them that.
No, you can say he shouldn't use language like that.
Can I say?
But you can't say he's the new Hitler.
I haven't called him the new Hitler. I've never called him the new Hitler. But you say I'm allowed to say he's quoting Hitler.
If he uses a direct sentence, which you can chart back to
almost directly the same.
That's absolutely fair enough. But the idea that there is any comparison between Trump,
no, of course not. Hitler is Hitler. We know that.
Is appalling.
Hitler is Hitler.
Do you agree it's appalling?
No, but I want to qualify what you're saying.
Hitler is appalling.
What is appalling?
To compare him to Hitler.
To compare him to Hitler, what sense though?
They're calling him the new Hitler.
Yes, and no, don't call him the new Hitler.
Is that appalling?
Come on, I'm not playing silly game.
Give me a word.
I don't want you to put your words.
Give me a condemnatory word.
Oh my God, dude.
It's not accurate to say he's the new Hitler because Hitler killed 12 million people. Yes, not true.
Not offensive.
But if you let me finish the sentence, I speak to a lot of fascism scholars, people like Ruth Ben-Ghiat.
Okay, here we go. Yes.
A lot of people say that there is an analogy between what Trump is doing in America now and what happened in places like Germany in the 20s and 30s.
No,
right there, I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion that you don't think it is. I'm not having an argument. I'm trying to make a separate point, which is if fascism scholars are saying we look at history and we make comparisons, they are scholars of fascism and they're saying, hey, hold on, the rhetoric is very similar, the way they're operating is very similar. That is it. That's what free speech is. You used to be the free speech champion.
I am.
And then you sit regulating everyone's speech.
I'm saying it's appalling. I'm asking you. Call it appalling. That's not regulating what you're saying. It's asking you, can you bring it in yourself to condemn people who say he's the new Hitler?
I don't know who those people are. JD Vance called him the new Hitler, and he's his running mate. So take it up with JD Vance.
Condemn him as well.
Call him on your show.
Condemn anyone on the left uses it too, right?
He says what though?
Who says he's the new Hitler?
Those specific words. The new Hitler. Yes.
Okay.
Is he speaking like Hitler? Yes, he is. And that should be condemned. Hold on. Do you condemn him speaking like Hitler?
Yes.
Is that not outrage?
Of course.
He's like your pal.
I really like the way Cenk ran through this argument with Piers Morgan, which is like you want me to politically surrender. Like that's what this is where your line of argumentation leads. It's like you want me to politically surrender. You want me to be unable to draw these comparisons.
Like,
have you ever told him to stop quoting Hitler?
Yes, probably. I can't remember the last video I did was before or after, but if I do again, I will. Yes, of course.
Good. And hosting a Holocaust dinner at Mar-a-Lago.
Yes, Nick Fuentes, absolutely.
You told him to stop doing that?
I said it on Twitter to him. Don't let white supremacists anywhere near you. Why are you doing that?
That's not condemnation. That's a question.
I think it's condemning. It's disgusting. It's appalling. It's appalling.
I agree.
You regulate my speech.
I love when we agree.
You said that Trump called for the ethnic cleansing of illegal immigrants.
Yes.
In the United States. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
What did he say?
He said he wanted to deport illegal immigrants.
No, he didn't actually.
Yes, he did.
Piers, you're wrong.
That's what he said.
Anyone can play the tape after this interview. You're wrong. You should do better homework.
Ethnic cleansing is a forced expulsion.
I love your team.
Usually involving
exactly.
killing of members of a specific religious or ethnic group.
Hold on.
That's what ethnic
I really
cleansing
like your team. I deal with them a lot when I come in. But you should talk to whoever did your research because that's wrong. You know what he said? Go watch the clip. It's on tape. He said we've got to get rid of them from Springfield.
Yeah.
Who are the people in Springfield? Haitians.
What do you mean Harris won't change?
They're not
I mean,
even-
I would imagine Harris won't change much considering she's Biden's vice president. I imagine she'd be pretty closely aligned with Biden on foreign policy. Yeah.
So 60 Springfield.
Hold on, no, don't jump around. You just got something wrong.
We're going to mention
You said
wrong.
No, you did. We can play the tape back. You said he said illegal immigrants. That's not true. He said Haitians should be. You got to get rid of them.
You said, let me just go.
No, you said.
Hang on, let me clarify what you said.
Clarify what
you
you
said
said.
his policy is calling for the ethnic
It's a
cleansing.
policy. It's a phrase on Twitter. If you're going to police my tweets, then fine.
Well, you said that Trump has called for the ethnic cleansing
Yes,
of illegal
the
immigrants.
violent, forcible removal of legal immigrants, I think, is a form of ethnic cleansing.
That's not his position.
But
his position is that there should be mass deportation of illegal.
Wrong. The clip is online. Everybody
You're
on camera
conflating
look
different
at.
things.
No, you are, because my tweet was over that clip. So anyone can go look at. You guys got it wrong. I looked at a clip of him saying you've got to get rid of them in Springfield.
Different story. Different thing.
But that's what I'm tweeting about. Piers. You don't get to
But that's not what he's
misrepresent my
talking about with the mass deportation.
Yes, he is. You're talking about
Stop
Springfield.
this,
No,
Russia.
Have you watched the clip?
Yes, I've watched many clips.
No,
of all of
the
it.
clip that my tweet is on.
Well,
You're wrong, Piers. I get it. You can back
So you
down
think
and
he
say
wants
you're
ethnic cleansing of Haitians in
What he
Springfield?
wants, I don't try and get inside a madman's
He's
head.
called it ethnic cleansing.
If he tries to violently remove,
he wants to kill
can I
them.
finish a sentence? If he wants to violently remove legal immigrants from their homes, yeah, I think that's a form of ethnic cleansing, yes, based on their ethnicity or identity, 100%.
Do you think it's right in
Do
Springfield?
you think it's right to call for the deportation of
Can I
legal
get
immigrants? No, you cut me off.
Actually, it is technically my show.
And you misrepresented my tweet, which you haven't corrected yet. My tweet
Oh my
referenced
God.
illegal. You said illegal. So you should walk that back. You said it to all your viewers. That was wrong.
But you said that he effectively has a policy.
No, I said no, Piers. No,
No?
misrepresented.
Is it a policy?
I said in this clip he's calling for the ethnic cleansing. It's a quote above a clip. It's a quote tweet. You should check your tweets when you put them in the document.
Do you think that's what he's doing, though? Ethnic
Yes, if
cleansing?
he's calling for the deportation of legal immigrants based on their ethnicity, yes.
Do you think
He's called it a bloody operation. You okay with 14 million people being violently removed from their homes?
Are you?
4 million American children.
Okay, let me
losing
ask you a
their
question.
parents. It's outrageous.
Are you okay with the situation on the southern border with so many illegal people coming in illegally?
Said a cartel is poisoning the blood of America. I don't think he was. I don't know what exactly he said, but if he wasn't referring to specifically the cartel, if he was just referring that to all Mexicans and immigrants, then like Trump is not just anti-cartel; he's anti-immigrant. Like he doesn't like immigration almost at all.
No, I'm not.
So you're a legal migrant to America.
Yes, I am.
Right, so everyone's gone through the process like you.
But whether you're
Aren't they
legal or
entitled-
undocumented, you should be
we sound
violently
wrong,
removed.
yeah.
And by the way, the southern border situation is a very complicated situation. It's been going for years. Multiple presidents, multiple parties. There's no
But you
easy
would
fix.
concede under the Democrats it's been a fiasco.
No. Why would I concede that?
Really? The numbers in the last 3.5 years?
And they were really bad under George Bush if we go back. I mean, it's a
Who was the
multi. It's a multi. To make this into a party thing is really. In fact, last time I came on your show, you tried to do a gotcha on me and said Obama was the deporter.
Yeah, it was.
So clearly Democrats aren't bad. They're on your side. They're deporters.
On that,
You can't go both ways.
Interesting you raise the Obama thing.
You can't go both ways, can you?
When Obama deported 3 million migrants, presumably then was he ethnically cleansing them?
If they were undocumented, that's very different, isn't it? You're legally. Look, again, to go back to our discussion about Israel Hamas.
So it's ethnic cleansing.
Oh, Trump's now he's cutting me off. Something can be
if
legal.
Trump's doing it, it's ethnic cleansing.
No.
If Obama's doing it, it's perfectly.
Obama was basically turning away people at the border who were like trying to cross illegally. What Trump wants to do is mass deport people who are already in the U.S. And in the case of that Springfield clip, I guess Mehdi Hasan is making the point that he's probably going to try to like forcefully remove people who are legally here under the temporary protected status or whatever from Haiti, right? The numbers are better under Biden? What do you mean by that?
Okay.
I'm well known for speaking a lot. I can say my own words. You don't.
There are like certain types of numbers that are better under Biden. Like the percentage of people who cross the border who are deported are actually better under Biden than they were under Trump. Obviously, the absolute number of people who cross the border are higher under Biden, but like the percentage of people deported is actually higher under Biden. And like criminals were also more likely to be released under Trump from ICE detainment than under Biden. Biden's got more criminals locked up in ICE. Yeah, as a percentage. I think even in absolute numbers with that one too. I don't remember exactly, but
Where's in my mouth? I'm saying, what I said earlier about Israel, you can do something that's legal, but I still think it's wrong. So what Obama did was legal, right? He didn't break any laws. He was entitled to deport, but I thought it was wrong, unwise, unhelpful, counterproductive.
And counties went up because the pandemic ended, so
is
the
taking
push
people here
us full
legally
Texas roads,
and suggesting that they get out. You know, when they go after 14 million people, Piers, you're a very experienced journalist. You've covered many political issues around the world. There's no scenario in which the American bureaucracy
Oh yeah, the current numbers are basically back to like 2019 levels.
goes house to house to look for 14 million people and doesn't end up getting innocent people, green card holders, legal immigrants, just people who look brown or have a Spanish name and getting them as well. You know this. It's going to be a disaster. So next time you talk to your pals, tell them not to do it.
On Springfield, do you think it's...
I think what happened in Springfield is outrageous. If you condemn the incitement of violence, then we're trying. New Hitler. He shut down an entire town, 30 bomb threats.
Actually,
it's disgusting.
There weren't 30 bomb threats.
That's what
and it turned out
the local
all the
authorities
bomb threats, all of them, came from what they now believe were bots and pranksters. And all of them.
Are you saying Trump only wants to deport people who break laws? I think Trump wants to do... Trump wants to do mass deportations. He wants to deport like any immigrant who's here illegally, right? Not just like the... When you say only people who break laws, I think technically like there's like sanctuary cities, right? Where like people like if immigrants get arrested, they don't check for immigration status or they don't deport you if you committed a crime. I would imagine Trump wants to end that. I don't know if he has constitutional authority on that necessarily, but he can only deport people who break laws. Well, I mean legally, I think he can only deport people, but it's possible for him to do anything other than that. And with Trump's gutting the immigration bill, true, which would have given Biden more tools to solve the issue. True, accurate, base, true.
Nothing to do with Trump.
Nothing to do with Trump. So why did it happen? Why did it happen?
Literally, the mayor has said, actually, it turned out these were not inspired by Donald Trump.
He said Trump's words are harming us. That's what he said. He's harming our community.
I'll tell you what does harm us.
Why don't you condemn that?
Can I please ask you a question about Springfield? I have condemned the ridiculous Haitian migrants reading cats and dogs without any evidence.
It's not just ridiculous, dangerous.
It's wrong. There is a wider and more interesting and nuanced debate to be had, which unfortunately got completely destroyed by the cats and dogs bullshit. Which is this. When you put into a place like Springfield, I had this with Vivek Ramaswamy, who's from that area. Yeah. When you suddenly change the makeup of that town by putting 20% of the entire population becomes one community, brought in Haitians in that case. I've seen lots of people in the area say the Haitians have been great for working and economy and so on. Great. But it also brings with it, as we've seen in the UK, when you radically change the makeup of towns, it can have a real effect on what that town is for people, on the effect on infrastructure.
We actually have empirical data on this because there was like some... There was like some program for deportations. Yeah. Right, we have like empirical evidence because there was like some program for deportations that that was implemented in some towns forever, and we kept data on all the towns even before it was like implemented. So we actually have empirical data on this, which shows that like immigrants are like more likely to become accepted like over time. Like we have like the evidence that shows this. Usually within a few years they become like relatively accepted, is my understanding.
An effect on schools and hospitals, etc., etc. Do you accept that this has to be handled carefully? Yes. But actually putting 20% of the population into somewhere like Springfield inherently is a very tricky scenario.
So this is what worries me about you, Piers, because you ask good questions, you have these important discussions, but the framing, and my friend Brian Tyler Cohen said this to you a couple of days ago, your framing is very right-wing. So when you say,
What's right-wing?
I'm telling you. You said twice that. They put 20,000. Who put them? Nobody put 20,000 people there. They went there voluntarily. They went there at the invitation of the local town. Do you know the local town put an ad in a paper saying, please come to our town, it's in decline, we need labour. And they went and they helped the town. And the local factory manager...
I didn't know that, but
I actually find uncomfortable that rhetoric because I think immigrants should be valued regardless of whether they're hard workers. But look, people have come and said they're hard workers, they attend the local church, they're integrated in the town. There hasn't been a crime wave associated with it. When J.D. Vance uses, and here we go, Nazi-like rhetoric, and says they're bringing disease, which is what Dushturma used to say about Jewish people, yeah, I find that horrible. And who put 20,000 people? Nobody put 20,000 people there. They went there for jobs. Does that cause unease? I'm sure it does. Does it radically transform a neighborhood? I'm sure it does. Should the federal government and state government be helping communities that are dealing with migrant inflows? Of course they should. I'm on the left, Piers. I want higher taxes, more government spending. You're going after the wrong guy. I want more infrastructure.
Actually, I wasn't going after, I was just asking you.
No, we agree.
Exactly.
You and I both agree there should be better infrastructure. The federal government should support these areas.
And better help with the integration process. Because I think often that's where the real problems start.
Agreed. But both ways, right? Integration, as David Cameron once said, is a two-way street. Yeah. You don't want racists repelling new people, and you want new people understanding the ways of the world.
Yes.
Agreed. But what you don't want is a presidential candidate going on TV and just making up insane stories about immigrants eating. It's disqualified from the race. I don't know how you went on and on about Joe Biden's age and dementia, and yet you have, here's a guy who went on TV. Joe Biden got on TV and said people eating your pets. You would have condemned him straight away.
I condemned Trump straight away.
No, you would have said get out of the race. You haven't said Trump should get out of the race. Say it now. Say Trump get out of the race. You're too old and nuts.
I don't believe he should get out of the race.
Why? He just said eating pets. If Rishi Sunak had said that, or Keir Starmer, we'd also get out of the race. But in America, for some
you don't believe you should get out of the race? Really?
What about when Kamala Harris deliberately misquotes him and tries to pretend that he said he doesn't want to be a bloodbath? When everybody knows he was specifically talking about a bloodbath in the automobile industry.
Well, I don't have time to get into it. I don't agree with that. Just on your wider premise of Harris, even if I accept that she misquoted him, you and I both know there's normal politics where politicians lie, exaggerate, do hyperbole, do gotchas. We all know everyone does that. Democrats, Republicans, Labour, Conservative. You know that's not the same thing as a old man going on stage and screaming at the audience, they're eating your pets. There's no comparison.
Thank you.
Yes. But I also think it's far worse to say he's the new Hitler.
Did Kamala Harris say he's the new Hitler?
No, but a lot of Democratic politicians have used that language.
What about Trump's language?
What you're saying,
hold on, what about Trump's
does that make it disqualifying for them as well?
No, hold on. Yes,
any Democrat
yeah, what about Trump's language? Trump like explicitly keeps calling Kamala Harris a Marxist. Didn't he literally say Marxist, communist, fascist? Like...
They kicked out.
I'm about to answer your question. Do you believe that presidential candidate should not call the other person a Hitler?
Yeah.
Okay, so Trump has called Kamala Harris a fascist, communist, Marxist.
Harris
has not called Trump a fascist, as far as I'm aware. I wish she would.
I don't
think she has, but she hasn't since he became a candidate. So the person who's doing incendiary rhetoric is Trump. He called Biden the Gestapo. Do you agree with that? Do you think Biden is the Gestapo?
No.
Well, that's what he called Biden. He said it's a Gestapo administration. I didn't hear you condemn Trump for that.
No, but I do know that there have been 2 attempts on one of the candidates' lives. Both times.
You don't know what's going on with Harris. What's going to happen? She's a black woman. You don't think there's going to be death threats against
There have been no attempts on her life. Are you aware of any attempts?
I don't know. I'm not saying I don't know. We didn't know about many death threats against Obama until very recently.
The threats is one thing.
I don't think there have been attempts on Kamala Harris's life. Someone did shoot up one of her Arizona offices, though. Although, like, that wasn't an attempt on her life. It was just a property crime. They just shot into it.
Actually trying to kill somebody.
They arrested someone the other day for death threats.
He said her father is a Marxist. That's not all he said. I'm pretty sure it's explicitly called Kamala Harris a Marxist multiple times. I'm pretty sure, in the debate that he said her father is a Marxist. But
let's not be. Come on, Piers. There's death threats.
Who's going to win the
election? I'm pretty sure on Truth Social, didn't he literally say Kamala Harris is a Marxist, fascist, communist? I thought he said that.
I don't do predictions. Really? No, not after Brexit and Trump in 2016. I got both wrong.
So you accept you're the worst predictor out there?
I mean, a lot of people. Did you get Brexit and Trump right?
I got Trump right.
Okay.
2016. Brexit, I didn't know. I don't think I made a call. I voted Remain, but I actually was quite happy if Brexit worked.
Brexit's too close, and the electoral college is too stupid, and that's a conversation for now.
But for that to happen, we must defeat Comrade Kamala Harris. I use that term because you know what that term means, right? Communist. She's a Marxist, communist, fascist, socialist. She's not actually... A socialist. She's gone past
Oh,
that.
wow.
Remember I used to
Oh,
say
she's gone past that.
America will never be a socialist.
Mehdi, it's great to see you.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Really enjoyed finally meeting you.
Thank you very
Not
much.
bad.
And when they find 1,000 bottles of baby oil and 500 dildos, there's some suspect.
They're talking about Diddy. Awesome. If you want to chat with me live, sub here or go to Nonfon420 on Twitch or Kick via the links below. Once again, please like and sub to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support me, and I'll make sure to reply to any question you ask. See you guys next time.